Oh, man, they got me early. I was drinking some water.
Oh, my gosh. Who hit the button? Who hit the button?
Just kidding. That was me. Bryce decided to wait till we were on air to come in and say goodbye. Goodbye, Bryce. Did not make top 8. Second, Lexi didn't. But, however, who was in our top 8?
Look at that.
Number 1.
Anthony Pham. He can't lose.
Can't lose. He's 5-0.
He's the only Briar here, and he's the only Briar undefeated.
He's the only Briar yet to lose.
Yep.
He's the only Briar that
Can he take it all the way?
Take it all the way. Number 2 was Alan Luber Huang. I don't know how to say his last name. I should have asked about that. I don't know why I was so confident there. Sorry about that. Zachary Wallach, number 3. 1, 2, and 3, top 3 seeds, came together in the same car. Did you say that into the microphone yet?
I did not say that, but they must have come in Anthony's car. Did they have the Honda
Pilot buff?
Yeah, that buff is real.
I wonder if Luber was in the passenger seat in the front. If it is a 1, 2, 3, and then 3 was the back seat, I don't know how that works.
I don't think it matters where you sit. As long as you're there, you get. As
long as you're in the
full
car.
buff.
Angel Benitez is a local legend. Charles Dunn, he lives here now. That's fun. Evan Bridges is on Lexi Livewire, number 6. Brian Alldredge sneaks into the top 8 because I don't think he deserves.
Wow.
Something must be wrong because why is that run in here? And then John Zapata actually does sneak into top 8 because he is 8th.
Yeah, so the top 8 should have actually included a Prism who dropped, Andrew Rudin. So, the meta shifted a little bit due to that. But
too tired / I have actual plans. He wasn't too tired at all. That's some.
Yeah.
He said, I have plans. I cannot go.
Way too cool.
I have to go eat with my real friends. The metagame breakdown, just in case you were paying attention. Nobody thought it was good enough to bring Chain today.
Talked to Anthony about this, who brought Briar, who wanted to bring Chain, but he thought Chain can't beat Phi, and Chain loses too many games to Warmongers. So that's why he did not bring Chain.
Do you think that's true? Does that make sense? Well, I guess.
It makes a lot of sense.
Andrew or Anthony.
One of the best ways to beat Chain is to make him bleed out when he's on high shackles. And it's hard to do that with a lot of cards. Like as a Guardian, maybe you want to hit him with a Spinal Crush, but that means you got to get through Husk, you got to make sure they block, blah, 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 right? But with the Warmongers, you just play it, one card hand, right? So it's probably the absolute easiest way to stifle Chain's big turns, and then once they get behind, you can kill them through the Blood Debt. So I think it's reasonable.
Buy those cards now before they get even more expensive. But who are we watching? We're gonna see if he can go 6. So Briar's tattoo glows. Have you ever seen that?
It's got the earth glow.
Is that a tattoo, or what do you think that is?
I think it's a tattoo. Maybe it's like scarification, right? It's a little
scarification. We're gonna go back to this. Now we got to look at John Zapata. His face is actually scarred, and that one's not gonna glow at all.
Yeah. Now that's because he was a slave, and that's why he rebelled.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, that's part of the uprising.
I guess I should really read about these things.
Come on.
They're hiring a brand new. What is it called? Oh, crap. Justin just left, and we got to redo the whole top thing. We're going to click this button again. Wait.
You must
what the heck was that?
The cameras are frozen. So we have...
Oh, the cameras are frozen.
We have the middle screen is correct. Charles and Alan...
That's what's going on.
Being frozen in time is incorrect.
Crazy, because Charles Dunn's hands have gotten so tan, and John Zapata... looks so different now.
This is what it would look like if Charles was a bowler.
So these cameras, I think, need to be refreshed. Because currently we're seeing... Okay, cool. But don't worry, we're going to get those cameras back up so you can see the winner's face when they win. And you're going to go, oh my gosh. That's what happens whenever we switch stuff, probably. Somebody today is going to win $400.
Not bad.
Which is enough gas to do 5 Honda Pilot trips, probably.
The Honda Pilot car is guaranteed $150.
Jeez. Honestly, good for that. Because today's been a rough day. I feel like 5 rounds of LL is probably 7 rounds of CC worth.
Yeah.
Of disappointment, devastation, some other stuff. Anthony decided I'm going to go second because he is the #1 seed, so he gets to choose. I don't know if these guys played earlier, but we did watch Anthony beat a Phi earlier.
We did.
Snatch is not enough to go above a 5 block. So I think that's why you go second if you're against a Phi. Just get a free hand of blocking all their stuff.
Yep. Now you can be a rabble rouser. It's gonna make a rune chant. No, Sonata.
Oh my goodness, Sonata immediately. Didn't even think about it.
4 cards.
Looking for 2 attacks, 2 non-attacks. What would be ooh, not going to work.
So he gets 1.
Ball Lightning's one of the best ones to get.
Yep. Got to go again. It's free.
Ball Lightning, earlier my friend Craig told me, only works on lightning cards or elemental cards.
Yes, sir. They got to be able to spark. They have to be conductive. Like a tree isn't going to do so good at zapping you.
A tree is not going to do so good at zapping you.
Your autumn's touch.
If Rosetta Thorn had the word elemental on it, elemental runeblade sword,
I'm surprised it doesn't. I've always wondered why it didn't.
do you think that would change and maybe Chain would still be around? Maybe Viserai has 100 less LL points?
It would change things a lot. I mean, that made a big difference.
Ball Lightning's coming down. This is 3.
Yep.
Kind of a must block because the 3 does turn into a 4. Speaking of turning into 4s, how many pieces of this chocolate orange are you going to eat?
A lot.
Just kidding, I'm not going to do that.
He takes it.
So why would you play Ball Lightning if you don't have a lot of lightning and elemental attacks? Is it just another Ravenous, basically?
It has natural go again. Yes, exactly. It's a natural go again for, turning on Rosetta Thorn.
This is 2, 2, and 2, and 2, and 2. That is something that I think is so funny about us doing this tournament right now is I just got excited and I haven't seen Rosetta Thorn in a long time. And then we immediately made a tournament where Rosetta was legal again. You're like, dang it.
Yep.
I thought we were done with this.
No, it's never going away.
So that's the power of going second, which you get to choose when you're the higher seed. Because now Zapata has to make up 13 damage, which is kind of hard as Phi unless you get the biggest power turn. And the reason why Anthony's 5-0 is we saw him do the craziest block I've ever seen. And John said, I hope you have it again.
Says, I know how to play this game.
Blossom of Spring is going to pay for the Art of War, so it makes everything free so you don't have to pitch a card at all. The Stubby Hammers is going to give everything that's 3 damage or less, +1. Art of War is going to also do that no matter what the number on the bottom left says. So everything this turn is going to get +2. Or most things, at least.
Yep. Anthony, though, unlike last time, we saw him where he had Unity as well as the Sigil in his arsenal. This time he does not have an arsenal sigil, and he has a no block in the form of that Ball Lightning in his hand.
Why do you think there's a difference between Ball Lightning having a 0 block and some other cards in this game having no block value at all on the bottom right?
Because you can actually put the card in front of it if you have a 0 block, and you can't put the card in front of it if you have. So, for example, if something says requires 2 cards to be blocking this, you can actually put in. But I don't think Ball Lightning does have a 0, does it?
Jesus.
It just doesn't block.
It has a 0 on the bottom
It
right,
does.
which has always been perplexed me. We did see a second Art of War getting played, and then
and now we've got Spreading Flames. This is pretty decent.
disgusting. This is the quarterfinals, Jeremy. This is the 1 versus the 8.
We might, for the first time in a long time, see Anthony lose his crown here. This is going to be a hard turn to block.
Because basically, Phi lives with the 0 for 3 strategy.
Yeah.
It's head jab is what everybody kind of refers to it. It's the most basic attack ever for ninjas. But a 0 for 3 with 3 added to it is like I'm doing 2 head jabs in one.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
You're having basically two turns
two-headed jab
in one turn. We're still wondering. He's not playing he's not playing any Arcane Barrier, so this will end up blocking all 6 of this. So we're back on John. John's in the tank right now, not Anthony. Do you like the word tank for thinking?
I'm used to it. I come from the poker world where people tank left and right, so I actually haven't thought about it being.
You haven't tanked about tank before?
No, I haven't tanked about tanks, but I am Cappy Tanks.
Is it from the think tank or something?
Yeah.
Or what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so you go into the tank.
Cool. This is going to come in for a bunch.
For 5. This is a Phoenix Flame for 5.
Oh, because
how good is that?
Don't forget Spreading Flames.
Spreading Flames. This. I heard that's good.
Normally we'd be able to see Anthony's face, but player cams are going to be ready for semifinals. But I'm assuming it looks something like this.
Yeah, no, it's I heard 0 for 5 with Go Again from the Graveyard. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Then our Lava Villain loyalty is going to be tested. It's going to get a bonus from Spreading Flames.
So 7?
That's disgusting. I think
If
it's a
it's red.
blue. So if red is 7, this will be 5.
It's
Ooh,
red.
it is a red. Get your eyes checked, Blake. Stubbies is so good, but they let it exist in CC for the first month of the game that he was around, right?
It was about a month. There was a calling, I think Birmingham. It was in the UK that, or Europe, maybe Utrecht. One of those that Phi won.
Yeah, Phi took
and it
down.
was like just too. It was immediately realized this is way too oppressive.
Was that an emergency ban or was that like a scheduled one? Have they done emergency bans yet?
I don't know if it's an emergency ban. You know, they'll do it at the beginning of the month if they need to. So usually it's fine.
We're going to count up this. Lava Burst is normally a 0 for 5.
So it should be 9.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
I've never seen numbers like this, to be honest with you. If this next card
Assault
is
the Wound?
another... Oh my
my
god.
But he ate his arsenal.
This is a 1 for 5 normally. That'll be 1 for 6, 7, 8, 9 again. Ooh, no. What did I do wrong? Oh, it's not going to get the stubby hammers. Don't forget that.
Yep.
5 stubby hammers was emergency ban according to Cusco TV.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. It was they got rid of it quick like.
They're like, get out of here. So all of that damage, Anthony goes to 13, but he kept cards to not. Well, he wasn't gonna.
He wasn't gonna
do a
block
ball
with
lightning for no
with a 0
reason.
ball. Oh wait, no, I was gonna say you could ball lightning has a 0 because of embodiment of
press?
Earth, but embodiment of Earth doesn't affect it. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you could lightning press it, and then it blocks
Yeah.
Herald for 6 or whatever. And
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that was always told me, where I'm like, okay, I kind of believe that.
Yep. No, that's the functional difference. We see that with armor that has 0 on it versus armor that it can't block. So like you can block, say a T-bone, right, with an armor for 0.
Right. Right. So if there was a like Pulse Wave Harpoon, maybe
Yep.
that's the first card that could interact with Ball Lightning, where you're like,
Yep.
even if I harpoon for one, normally there's no block value for
Yeah.
one, but you could take somebody's Ball Lightning.
Yep.
It just came a year late, probably.
Yep.
We're gonna brand with Cinderclaw. This is a card that no matter what happens, the next attack has to be Draconic, which can help you get your Phoenix Flames from the graveyard. Plunder has a 3-block, right?
It is when you have an embodiment.
Embodiment, that's what we're talking about. I was about to say, that's not the one I remembered, but Embodiment of Earth makes every non-attack action better for Briar. We're going to block this one too. What's going through your head if you're Anthony right now? Block.
Gosh darn it. I thought I was going to win this game going second. No, you were saying it's hard to make up a 13-point deficit, and John did a pretty good job at it.
I haven't seen. I don't think the other two fives this tournament are playing the breaking point. That card feels really good sometimes.
Yeah. Look, so he arsenals, and John still has just full tempo here.
He won't have access to an Embodiment Earth on this one. Don't worry, Ravenous Babble.
Yeah, this game's only been going on 11 minutes.
We're counting upwards instead of downwards, so you have missed 11 instead of 40. Art of War number 3. So if you don't win this time, John, you're probably going to run out of gas. Okay, we're going to put the blue over there.
This is what, turn 4 for John? 3?
I think this would be turn 4, yeah.
So he went first, just did nothing,
Did
arsenal,
nothing.
and then his turn 0 did that. His second turn he went crazy.
Was it that already?
Yeah, I think so. And then last turn. Yeah, I think this it goes quick.
Flame Call Awakening. If you've already played a red, you can go find.
He is not.
But he
not playing a
hasn't.
red.
So he must not have a starter in his hand, which is kind of a bad look. That card, you need to get the full value out of that card for it to be worth it.
Yep.
No Draconic card. I guess the only one we got was Tome of Imperial Flame. If you had to make a Draconic card, like what is the next Draconic card going to look like? Is it going to be more attacks? Is there a non-attack action that would work for both Phi and Dromai? Or are they too close to being busted if you give them another 0 for 3?
So this is a hard question for me. I have no idea.
Dude, that's all I do is ask hard questions, man.
This is why I'm not on the design team. I don't make them, I just use them.
Here's the Phoenix Flame.
For 2, Art of War.
Anthony is getting closer and closer to death, where I think he's trying to dodge a card right here. But if he doesn't dodge...
He's happy about that. Is he going to block for 1 and go to 1 to try to...
I think that's kind of what his whole plan has been.
Stage his comeback. He's got go again, go again, go again.
I was about to say, he's dead. No. 3 minus 1 is 2, yeah, and he'll survive with 1 health.
It wouldn't be an AGE event without
This is crazy.
Anthony Pham and John Zapata.
5 cards. Can Anthony kill John? Phi sucks at blocking, let's just say it.
It's true.
But he could maybe draw into his Warmongers.
Plunder run. Here we go.
Scar for Scar is going to be buffed to 7, which is a fantastic start. Anytime Pham draws a card, anytime he hits, he's going to draw a card this turn.
This is the first time only.
Right.
This is interesting. Anthony looked like he's got all go again in hand too. He's got a the ball lightning as well as I guess 1 non-go again. But he's got some juice here.
He's got the juice. He's got the juice. He did block with 1 card last turn. I guess it was the Autumn's touch. Because he only has 2 left. Nothing over there. I guess if this was flipped, John Zapata can't go down to 1 like Anthony can because a rune chant just
Kills him.
ends it. I don't.
He can't even really. I mean, he could go to 2, but
I mean, let's go ahead and look. I think I checked. I didn't check the Briar list.
look at John's character Phi is naked.
Aw.
He has no armor left, so he really can't. He can't block Anthony's whole turn even if he wants to.
And it won't be a want soon. It'll be a need.
Because he has to put 3 in front of this, and then, assuming he has a 3 block left, he could block the ball lightning.
I'm trying to figure out if Anthony is playing Revel at all. And we don't see the Revel, so there's not going to be some crazy, I just played Revel 3 times. John says, I'm going to go ahead and block this one, which Anthony's like, great, because here's ball lightning. That's going to hurt, but that's going to cover that up.
But this is going to get buffed from the ball lightning. There's your combo.
So we're going to snap no matter what, because we're going to draw a card. But I don't think we're going to be able to do 8 damage off of 1 card. Unless
That's a pretty good card to draw.
That is the best card to draw right there. Snatch is going to put John Zapata away because he's going to go from 8 to 4. And an Arsenal card just shows up out of nowhere for Anthony.
Wow. Look at that.
And now I get, don't want to draw a defense reaction there, but we did. Scar for Scar still works because you can't be lower than 1. Is John going to go to 1 and get rune chanted?
Yeah, so he is. Almost for certain. Because he double blocks here. Unless it's 5. Yep, now he's going to take 1. At least 1 from this.
He shows that.
Oh, he's dead. Wait. Oh, Anthony. Interesting.
He's just going to put him in an endless loop.
Right, because now he has to go again from his... yeah, now he wins. Because all he needed was a non-attack.
Yeah, there's that one.
Boom.
Show a go again attack.
Go again from the arsenal, or do that.
Embodiment of lightning. That's game. Because I can Rosetta afterwards and take 2 arcane off of you. Well, Anthony said,
That Anthony
thanks
Pham.
for a 30-point damage turn, but I don't care at all. Because, it's definitely like that too. It is a thing where you're like, what? How do you come back from a 30 damage turn?
Yeah.
And Anthony's like it's my job. I don't care. Like, I think that's crazy was there a card that John Zapata played on that last turn that wasn't the highest damage value? Was there any yellows that he was doing? There was a blue maybe?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, right? Phi's damage is very loaded into those few combo turns. So, whereas Briar's, is going to be more consistently high. So if Phi can't finish it, which he almost did, right? But he came 1 damage short, then Briar can, Briar's going to win the long game. Not that was a long game, but every turn the game goes longer, Briar's getting better
having
and better.
A blast. I think that's something too about Phi where you're like, why is Phi Stubbies not winning? Why is it? Well, 2 of them are in top 8, so there's
and there was only
there.
3, so 2 out of 3 made it, so they did fine.
And is it going to be good against Starvo? Well, we'll see how Ryan Alldredge did, but Briar can do that and also block.
Right.
Our friend Phi can't block at all.
Right.
If you don't kill, you can die.
Right, which is what we saw. Right. He when Anthony did the plunder run into the Scar, with all those 2 blocks, he's
too bad.
Yeah, 2 blocks, too bad.
Yeah.
Whereas Anthony's like, I got 4 blocks just randomly, junk card.
I think seeing the plunder run and the nimbleism turn into, there's a reason why those say 2 in the bottom right. They're so good offensively, but we're going to put you a step back defensively. And the embodiment of Earth just being no, these are now normal cards with 3 blocks in the bottom right, kind of make that. It makes sense that that's a conditional thing that only works every once in a while.
Yep.
So if you're rooting for Anthony, you just got paid off. You're having a blast. He's gonna make top 4.
Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and show you the top 8. I'm gonna look while you're not looking at me to see if anybody else won. We've got Luber and Ryan are in a heated match still. Angel and Charles are looking down at the table and both freaking out. Who won already? Nobody won already.
Zach and Evan are playing CC for fun.
Zach and Evan are playing CC for fun. Evan brought in, I think that's something we could talk about. Maybe that's interesting. You're going to be seeing all these deck lists later, so it's not like we're leaking anything. Zach, the only new card he brought in, we talked about it, was Belittle.
Right, he did have Belittle.
But if you're like, I can't get enough of Lexi content, what does a Lexi LL deck look like? Well, give me a second. I'll get there. Oh, he's in the top 8 section, Blake. Not at the back. Also, you went to Nationals. How did you do at Nationals? Let's talk about that.
Nationals went well. I went 10-4.
Cool.
For 25th place.
You had a blast?
It was a blast. Ended day 1 6-1, which is the best I've done on a day 1. I lost to Evan Herndon, who ended up getting second.
Great.
So good for him. He was
a big
awesome.
SoCal killer. Yeah, he came in and took that tournament down here.
He was great. So went 4-0 in CC. Pretty interesting because I played Dromai and I hadn't had as many reps as I should.
Right.
So
Is that one of the most coolest things you've done? That was a crappy question, but that is I went 4-0 at National CC is something that everyone's trying to do.
It felt really good.
And you did it on a hero that's maybe not your favorite, not your best. How did that happen that day?
I got a little fortunate with pairings early on. Thank goodness, because I definitely made mechanical errors. I missed an Ash. I had 2 left feet a little bit, being that I had done some on Talishar, but my paper reps was 2 games the night before in the hotel room.
But dragons do have 2 left feet, so it all worked out.
It's perfect.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that was awesome. I drafted Bolton day 1. I actually drafted Bolton both times.
Cool.
Some Blake guy said draft Bolton 3 blocks. No, and it was stuck in my head. But yeah, Bolton I think was a good, especially safe pick. You can, your chain drafts can go wrong.
Right.
Your Levia drafts can go wrong.
Because when you're doing high stakes drafts, in your mind, is it better to be, I want to be as consistent and we'll see, or let me spike this?
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I think it's maybe subjective to the person. I know some people are like, it's 3-0 or bust. I want to win the whole tournament. If I don't make top 8, I didn't do anything.
Right. I came to Vegas for no reason.
Yeah. But, it sounds so cliche, but you want to draft your seat. So,
Okay.
I was trying to find what was open. And, Prism is obviously kind of the easiest draft and maybe but if it's overdrafted, your hose. So Bolton was actually, so the first draft, Bolton was clearly open, actually, and then unfortunately the guy to my right switched kind of late in pack 1, but I was already very into it, and I didn't notice because it was kind of when the packs were weakening out.
You didn't get your second swing blue back or something.
Yeah, and so pack 3 ended up kind of not being great. We were the only 2 Boltons, but he was directly to my right. Day 2, I opened via the Vanguard. So makes it somewhat
way
easy
to win some games. Yeah.
Easy to start in Bolton, and then
But before day 2, when you're going to sleep as 6-1, are you going to bed early? Are you staying up to practice reps? Or
so
I'm
a go to bed early guy. I'm let's rest.
This is my chance.
So I get some rest. Make sure you're ready. So I was at the second draft table. Actually, Charles won the draft at our table. He was the 3-0 at our table, and then obviously he went on to win the entire thing. So I ended up 2-1ing both those drafts.
So if did you lose to Charles?
I did not play him. I lost to a Prism the first round, who he ended up beating. And then in CC, I went 2-2 on day 2. I actually lost to Alan Lube.
So everyone knew.
This guy, he's got my
Jesus.
number. We were actually the backup match, a feature match for that, and he ended up fatiguing me on Bravo.
Which is something I feel like we've seen on AGE a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But you've been maybe on the brain side of the Bravo side.
Yeah. So I was now trying to navigate the Dromai, and I actually had I had a triple Chromai. I don't know, can't even remember the name of the card that puts the card from their hand on the bottom and gives them a ponder token.
Lost in thought.
Lost in thought, but he had saved his crown for the whole game. So when I lost in thought, he only had he was short a popper, so I was going to be able to get through. But he knew because he was like, I guess he was weaving his sixes. So the top card of his deck was another 6. So he blocks with his crown, draws off the thing, and pops.
There's no way I feel
That
like
was-
half of our people watching and all of me
Yeah.
thinks of stuff like that.
So I was
It's like, should I stop playing Flesh and Blood? I don't know.
I thought I was feeling pretty good that I
Damn
had
it.
set that all up, and then he had it. So that was cool. And then I punted to an Azuri, and you want to see Azuri
Right.
as Dromai. I totally forgot about his Snapdragon.
But I feel like day 2 in Nationals
Yeah.
near the end of the day is probably one of the only times you could lose to an Azuri and not feel bad about it.
yeah, no, and
Because they're probably one of the best in the country.
yep. So so that ended up knocking me out of contention. But still feel really good about it.
25.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you're gonna keep moving on, right?
Yeah. So
Upward and onwards, or no Barcelona?
I'm going to Barcelona. I'm booked. I'm ready to go.
Dromai still?
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what.
You think Dromai is a good? Oh wait, now you have Chrome Caverns,
Yeah.
so now they can't pop. You can literally sit there and make 3 unpoppable Chromais and go all at once now.
That would be pretty good, right? Pop, pop, pop. Could you imagine having all those action points?
I literally can't imagine that. I don't play any hero that could get 3 action points
Yeah.
at once. That'd be crazy.
So yeah, no, we'll see. But it's pretty good.
Have you tested Tome or don't ask?
I've not tested anything.
Because it feels like it's. I mean, we've talked about it. We were like, oh, that's a lower Tome thought process. But I feel like if there is going to be a splash, it's going to be where Lexi's not around. Maybe our friend Icelander gets enough points over the next 3 weeks where you can feel good about playing it in a very red heavy deck because you're not going to get auto lost by Icelander just doing Aether Ice Vein 5 times on you. Like all that'll happen over the next 3 weeks instead of Worlds.
Yeah. So we'll learn. We'll learn how it does over ProQuest season. We got the calling coming up. So,
Calling's in like 3 hours. Somebody's going to win that one.
Yep. So we're getting data.
We're getting data. If you could give 300 world points, where do you hope the world points goes?
The world's points. Oh, that's a good question.
I'm fine with it going straight to Dromai of like, because it felt like maybe Icelander would still be around for a little bit longer and definitely be at Worlds if it didn't win Worlds last year. Because that 300 points is very important.
So are we assuming that Lexi and Icelander are gone by Worlds?
I feel like that's what the community has decided to assume.
Okay.
Just based on how everyone's talking. Maybe there's a 998 situation
So
where
if
Icelander goes.
Icelander's still alive, give it to her.
I hate when that happens
If
because then
she's-
you're just stuck with these other heroes. You're like, I hope this guy goes.
Otherwise, like you could give it to Dromai, or you could give it to like some random thing that's
Okay.
like doesn't even matter. Give it to.
Well, they have to win Worlds.
I know, but like
Arachne's not going to do that.
it's true. You know who I
It's
think
gonna be a
would,
good
you know what I
hero.
think would be the funniest to get it would be Dash, because Dash has been like slowly, just randomly like getting points here. They're like way up on the
Around 600, I feel
yeah,
like,
and so it would be funny if they finally make the set to like really make Mechanologist like shine, and then she Living Legends like
she says, I
right-
love Boom Grenade."
immediately and
Yeah.
doesn't even get to use any of the cards.
Do you ever play Dash in your career at all?
I almost did. I
That
did.
feels like it has a little bit of what you like.
It does,
not all
but
of it.
I never pulled the trigger.
Okay. Well, now Boom Grenades maybe get you there.
Yeah, just throw them over.
If you were like, please stop talking and tell us about Evan's deck list, the new things he plays in Living Legend format that he doesn't in other stuff, we got some ice arrows in here.
Yeah.
Some I guess elemental arrows. Chilling Ice Vein Red making it in here. Chilling Ice Vein Blue making it in here. Hypothermia is a ban card.
Yep.
I bet that helps against our our chain turns.
Yep.
Oh wait, we don't have chain. What is it? Phi
Wouldn't it
turns.
be so I have a question, not on that list, but I
Okay.
have Zach's list here. We know he's playing Belittle, but he has no Minnowism. He just has one Belittle.
Right.
Can anybody tell me why in the world one would play one Belittle?
Cost 1. So it makes it Ash. Gives your Dragons Go again.
But why wouldn't you play the thing that gets we just saw it. Gets the Phoenix Flame, even if you don't have Phoenix Flame. Like
Is Belittle block for 3 or that's
No.
crazy?
yeah, Flame Call Awakening. Why wouldn't you just do that?
Maybe it's a little joke of
Feels like
my opponents
feels like
are
Zach is trolling us. is
being
what I'm
little,
trying to say.
dude. Yeah. So it's not CC legal. Yeah, that's where. Oh, it's not CC legal and shuffles. It shuffles your deck, maybe.
Oh, it shuffles your deck.
Does Flame Call Awakening shuffle your deck?
It only
So that
well,
is
wait, hold on,
what we're
but
looking
Flame
for.
Call only does if you've played a red before it. This you can fail to find
Dude!
regardless.
If one of these
It's
basically legal decks wins
Yeah.
LL format, what do you think that says to the general populace of Flesh and Blood?
I think that's great
Okay.
because
Me too, then. I think that as well.
the reason I think it's great. So you could go one way with it. You could be like, "Oh my god, that means Lexi's like way too
That's
good."
what I would say.
But what I think it means is that we're still in good balance, right? Like somebody even said it earlier. It's like Starvo's not like destroying everybody, and it's like he doesn't. He's good. He was the best deck, but it wasn't like you played Starvo and you just auto won,
No.
right? And so
Maybe that happens one
know-
game out of 6, but you still have to play the other 5 games really well.
like it means it's more balanced than or relatively balanced. That's good. Like you don't want Living Legend format would be a horrible format if it was like, oh well, it turns out that Chain, Prism, and Starvo really were better than every single other hero,
Right.
and now Living Legend format's just like Pro Tour Jersey with Ball Lightning or something, right? It's like
I don't think people want that.
they don't want that. They want Lexi to be viable. They want Dromai to be viable. They want right? Like make it a format that has diversity.
When all the heavy hitter cards come in,
Yeah.
you're going to want to see
Yeah.
what Levia can do in a Living Legend format when she has a new hero and all these new heavy hitter cards.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you really think, so you think it's like for sure brute? It's got to be.
I think this is maybe where I should address this. Like the first card that was in the spoiler season
Yeah.
was Smashing Performance. I don't think that was the strongest card in Bright Lights. So why did they have that one be first?
Okay.
And I think it was
A wink, wink.
remember when we said Bright Lights at that one thing in Baltimore? This is another wink at our audience of Smashing Performance was first because look at the battle in the back of that art.
Okay. Okay.
And the horns from the back of the art
Okay.
is in the new set. So that's our brew card. That one was first because we're winking at the audience of wait till next time, heavy hitters. There's also the thought process of brew players being like, I am not happy with this card. I would like a better card. And somebody going, well, you're probably going to get better cards really soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Quiet.
so,
yeah.
well, it's February 5th
Be patient.
is where they're going to drop in our lap. Maybe it's February 4th. I don't know. It's February 6th. I didn't memorize it. But it's definitely the first week of February.
Okay.
So
It's like an early Valentine's Day present for you.
Dude,
You
for
and
the
you
first
and
time in
Reinar
years,
can go on
yeah.
a date together.
Reinar couldn't handle me, man.
Yeah, I know.
Sheesh.
All
Or maybe
right.
I couldn't handle Reinar. I think we're getting there. I don't know if it looks like anybody's lost already. Ryan Alldredge looks like he's heading home. Those people. Oh, well, Justin, what's going on? Do you know anybody who won yet?
Okay.
So Ryan Alldredge has won on Phi against Lubers. Lubers rise down. And Zachary Wallach beats Evan Bridges for the second time today.
So wait, hold
Yippee!
on, before you put it back.
Okay, I'll
hold on.
click it
So
again.
that means we have Briar, Phi, Starvo, Dromai as our. So it's going to be Briar versus Starvo.
no matter what. Yep.
And Dromai versus Phi. So
Right.
realistically, Phi should be Dromai.
But you're saying that.
I know it can go the other way.
And Ryan lost it earlier too, Zach.
So we get a rematch.
We get a rematch on national TV. That'll probably be the one, unless we probably shouldn't put Anthony on again. He's probably like, give me a break. You're writing me till the. I mean,
yeah. So we're just waiting for Angel and Charles to finish, right?
Right, and that is a rematch from earlier when Angel beat Charles.
He did.
So maybe I don't know how casino works, if it's the same thing every time or not.
That's exactly how it works. When you gamble, you always get the same outcome. That's the definition.
Dude, I always lose, so that makes sense. Dude, if you think I'm bad at playing gambling flesh and blood, watch me play blackjack.
Okay.
And wonder where those $200 went.
I like it.
Mask Momentum is not in the list. So that's the difference of why is it so good, and he lost earlier because Mask Momentum is currently not in the 80 that's going to be against the draw.
Oh.
So
okay.
It is I need to do 32 damage turn, but if you don't do 32 damage, it's hard to get the incremental how are we going to get it.
Interesting.
Thank you, Del Taco, for schooling us on the ways of Phi. I'm going to go ahead and take that on my brain because I'll never need it again.
Yeah, Anthony brings up the good question. Why is there a Dromai?
Because somebody is that confident in their deck, and this could be a redemption arc for Zach, because he came here for AGE Players Championship with his. You were number 2 seed. He was number 1. Didn't really do that well at Players Champion.
No.
So you said, screw that. I'm not going to play at all. I'm going to go commentate so I can win no matter what, which is an option select I learned about a year before you. But Zach was like, I have to get my rep back.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in Dromai, put one card that's unlegal. What is it?
Belittle.
Illegal? Just one belittle.
Why not?
Because none of those equipment are illegal. One belittle is going to be enough because I can shuffle my deck immediately if I want to.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a good representation of Living Legend?
I think it's the best representation of Living Legend. You want to know why?
It's the only.
It represents 100% of all the events.
Yeah. Which is crazy. We'll show you this one more time because there's people coming in and out of chat maybe. I feel like I thought there was going to be more Icelander.
No, I don't.
She's bad?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if she's bad, but I don't know. I don't think people are like stoked to try her in Living Legend. Maybe this is my own bias. Yeah, I mean, and we know from what we talked about earlier, right, that, at least one person tried Chain, Anthony, and went off of it.
Wasn't enthused. I don't know if you care about the experience. I guess you're on it. I'm talking to our fans at home. I don't know if you care about the experiences, thought process, or biases, or whatever. Apparently, the experience is tested Chain, says it can't beat Phi. It's not worth playing. Also, Warmonger.
Yeah, Warmonger plus losing to Phi makes it not the best choice.
And I do think, hypothermia kind of ruins your life.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good
silver bullets that cost 0.
Exactly.
That are blues. So I think that was one thing we went through the deck list. 24 out of a possible 57. There 19 players. Multiply that by 3. 57 possible Warmongers diplomacies in
how
list.
Many do we got?
24.
Interesting. That's less than I think.
Some people running 2, some people running 3. But lists like Prism not running it.
That makes sense to me.
That's round 1 quarterfinals of the top 8. We're going to take a quick break. Somebody's going to lose in that Starvo matchup, and then we'll get a new game for you in the semifinals.
Awesome.
This is your end, though. You're saying goodbye.
This is my end. Thanks you guys. Thanks for having me.
Eat one more of these chocolate oranges.
All right. I'll have a chocolate orange.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
everybody, we are back.
Oh,
in our
Angel's in the
top 8.
background because he
Angel.
lost.
Oh.
Sheesh.
Angel in the outfield, Angel in the
Yeah,
background.
Angel in the background losing.
All right, we are back.
Who's that person? Oh, that guy
exciting.
lost.
Exciting top 8 matches all around.
Poor
Let's
Marcus,
look
I
at our
shouldn't have said that.
updated thing. Anthony Pham, of course, you saw win against John Zapata. That was a close one. I was looking behind me.
Yeah, what the
It looked
heck?
like Anthony was going to die.
He was at 1.
And then John Zapata died. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
is how that works, is reverse.
That's how it goes. Of course, national champ Charles Dunn took down Angel in the Starvo mirror.
Rematch from earlier.
It went a while too. They were the ones we were waiting on for this round to finish. And then Zach.
How did he lose?
Wall-
Was it a Pummell?
I believe he got pummeled. It was just a regular hammer pummel, and that'll win you games. We love it.
Did the damage kill him, or did the
Pummel is
discard?
love. Yeah. It was half and half. Damage and discard killed him from shame. Zach took down Evan in their rematch. Dromai just
Evan lost twice to Zach.
the one belittle in that deck is too strong.
Yeah.
And then Ryan beat Mr. Lube himself in 5 versus Starvo.
I think we
It
should
was a close game.
get our faces when I say this so Evan can watch this back. I don't know if Evan watches this back. But Evan tried to scam a Living Legend tournament with a hero that is available right here. And he only lost 2 or 3 times, but he lost twice to someone doing the exact same thing but better. So you're obsolete, Evan. You're done, bud.
Do you think that Living Legend should be a format of only Living Legends?
No, because it made Evan look bad. Anything that could make Evan look bad, we're going to root for. I do think 5 heroes available, you're going to be playing mirror matches all the time.
That's true.
If you look at the metagame breakdown, I click this every time. So in this current thing, we wouldn't see a Viserai, we wouldn't see Icelander, we wouldn't see Lexi, and we wouldn't see Droma. It would just be Starvos, Prisms, Phys, and oh no, what the heck?
Be Chain.
Actually, so no Oldhams either, but I guess Starvo's just technically always going to be better than Oldham unless you
if
want
we're
to
gonna play, because Starvo can play all Oldham's cards, but better.
Right. Just doesn't have Oldham's hero power or Endless Winter. But Endless Winter isn't strong enough.
No, Oakenold, which should have been the specialization, is
Right.
strong enough and is in all those decks.
It's so funny playing LL of all those old arguments come back around.
Yeah.
Of I haven't said the words. Well, Oakenold should have been an Oldham specialization,
know.
but boy was I angry that day whenever I was spouting that, and it just lit something
Boy,
back.
We were right. Yeah, where is the chain? We don't know, Capolo. No one brought chain. I've heard people have been saying Warmongers is just very bad
Right.
against chain. I think if that comes out at the wrong time, you can basically just lose on the spot.
What I think is interesting is you're saying where's Chain instead of 19 people paid $40 and none of them thought Chain was good enough to play. So
We got good players out here, man.
maybe that's something you should
We
pay
got the
attention
national
to,
champ.
yeah.
We got Anthony Pham. Speaking of national champ, and
National
Anthony
champ
Pham,
versus AGE champ?
it's right here. We're gonna watch it. Anthony Pham, reigning AGE Players Champion, versus Charles Dunn, reigning national champion of the United States of America. Coming in hot for you right now on AGE Living
Dude,
Legends.
Starvo looks freaking groomed.
Dude.
That's what I'm saying from this match intro thing. Not the players. Okay.
Starvo's art on there is
Sexy.
great and obnoxious. It's just like it's too much. It's just like him living his best narcissistic life at that point.
Right.
He's just like, check me out. I literally am the best thing around. And he was. That's why he has, almost 1.5 times as many points as you need to hit Living Legend.
Yeah. 1,460, something like that.
Fun fact, I did learn talking to Mr. Dunn earlier that he was the first person to get Living Legend points for Starvo.
And I hope. No, okay. We won't say that about people we don't know, but
Apparently,
a legacy you'll always remember.
it was not, it wasn't the deck like that became very popular. It was just very early on. I think he won an early battle
Right.
harden on it, and people didn't know what to expect from it. He said his ratios were all off, and it wasn't great. But
He's that good of a player. He could fight through
I
that.
had asked him if he had played Starvo because I wasn't sure of his Fab history and when he came into the game. But yeah, so
It's like, not only did I play, I perfected.
Yeah, who the hell are you calling? Shut the
Yeah.
hell up. I'm Charles Dunn. I'm like,
And-
sorry, Charles. I was just trying to be nice.
Anthony won the top seed earlier, so he gets to decide to go first or second. Super smart going first because you could make a rune chant arsenal and pass. I guess you just don't want to get star vote immediately.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I think
Oh, we got
Anthony's
decklists.
he's got some defense reactions.
Some sigils of suffering.
Yeah, and then, if he parks a plunder run in there, that's just value, as they say, values.
Dang, somebody in chat is saying Charles went to extra armories every day of the week to play Starvo as much as possible, and he's the biggest Starvo problem player that exists today, is what I'm inferring from that comment.
Some of that was commentary.
Yeah,
and
no,
some
no,
of
no,
that
no.
was a direct quote from
No,
our
I'm
chat.
I'm a quoter, not a commentary. Yeah, yeah. The director's cut would say that.
I just flipped through all of our things and forgot whose name I was looking for.
We're breaking ground for 5.
Oh, that's none. That's fun. Breaking ground. It's a bad card.
I do like how expressive Charles Dunn is, because he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do 1 damage to you, and you're gonna do 1 damage to me," and I'm playing "quote unquote" the best deck in the format.
Charles Dunn, very
That's
nice
not how
guy.
this works.
Enjoyed talking to him. Shout out to Charles Dunn. Glad to have him out here in the Southern California meta. We just got, 30% stronger with his move down here.
Yeah, first round draft pick goes to ruin our life.
Luckily, he doesn't come to Odyssey games every week, or else that would just be hard.
I
Maybe I would get
swear
better. I would probably just get better.
If I pick one pro quest, I'm gonna pick one pro quest to go to. I'm not gonna say it on stream. Everyone knows which one it is if you live here. But I'm gonna pick one pro quest, and if I play Charles Dunn in the first round, I'm gonna just get in my car and try pickle.
Yeah. Yeah, Charles is also one of the most fun opponents to watch play. He's definitely a table talker.
talker.
Yeah, I heard in his last stream match he was just reciting what each player would probably be doing.
This is why I
every
played
turn.
Reinhardt, because not even I know what's about to happen. The dice prevent my opponent from sleep talking me to death. or
All right,
whatever.
so we've been not paying attention, but it looks like Anthony's coming in here. Nimblism into a lightning surge for 7 with a rune chant. That seems pretty good.
7+1.
7+1. I bet that was from Arsenal, so that will be probably go again.
No purple dice for the Arcane, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anthony bounces around on deck, so no, I don't think. Was it go again? Does he have go again? He's not using the things. Oh, there he goes. He had go again.
He's going.
He is going again, and he's swinging Rosetta Thorn for 2 and 2.
Which Briar have you played?
Everybody thought we were done saying that, but no.
No,
Immediately
that-
after Briar
that is
LLs, we're
what I
like,
was
what if
saying.
LL was a format?
Yeah.
And here we
Let's
are.
do it.
2-2. Have I played some Briar? I played a little bit. I think I was immediately turned off by the Cheerios Briar list because it seemed to ignore all of Briar's theme, and I thought that was annoying because it was also very good and stuffing me at every event I went to.
Crippling Crush, magic number 8.
8. Easy 8. Doesn't have Dominate, though, so you could block it. But he's got a Channel Mountain Heroic in hand, so he probably doesn't want to block it.
Because Channel Mountain Hook would get 4 of it. If there's another non-attack action with that 3 blocks, that could be a 2-card block on this, which would be very juicy.
That is true.
But is it worth
Embodiment
doing all
of
that?
Earth is
It is.
strong. So he's going to crown. There he goes.
Force of Nature is in hand. That's
Yep.
crazy.
There he goes. Just blocks real nicely with that one.
Blossoming Spellblade. What would it take for someone to play Blossoming Spellblade in their deck?
That card needs to be good.
Yeah.
I wanted that card to be so good.
Flicker Trick just got popped by double Ardmore.
We just heard that their Flicker Trick defense reaction was
Is
popped by a
greedy.
double Art of War.
They're literally looking in here and saying, "Don't." So this may be game over for Zach. Maybe he flew too close to the sun on that one. Charles Dunn is already at 27, but
You can't count him out yet. He's got a shield and a fist and a crown. And Starvo's just hero ability.
I guess he's checking to see if he should play an instant. I looked away. He said, that's fine. Go for it.
I think he was trying to figure out if he wanted a crown maybe
Mm.
before the end of Anthony's.
Crown of Seeds, so smart.
Which is an instant. So you were correct.
Starstruck. That's a good way to deal with Channel Mount Heroic.
Get starstruck, Anthony.
And you could be saying, why is Anthony not playing Crown of Seeds Briar? But nobody has played Crown of Seeds Briar and won a major tournament in the entire history of Briar.
Except Charles Dunn.
Except Charles Dunn. I think that's something that would get into my head of I'm sitting across from the player who's played my deck that I'm currently playing the best of anyone. And that would just, does that get into your head? I don't know. It might just
Well, I mean,
lost soul.
he played the version that was viable for the time. I think Anthony's played a lot of Briar back in the heyday of it, of the more, Channel Mount Heroic, Cheerios channel kind of version of it. But I don't think Anthony lets these things get to his head. He's just a cool, calm, collected gentleman.
Bowling shirt, activate.
Activate bowling shirt and just wreck.
That was crazy. He was going to block his whole hand, but then chooses not to, taking some damage. I don't know if they were asking about this or what. We're going to see what we can do off Channel Mount Heroic. Maybe there'll be a 0 for 7 from Arsenal, but you cannot pitch 2 Earth cards if you only have 1 card in hand.
That's true, but that's usually not the case anyways. So he's going to do this, and I think he had a Ravenous Rabble in hand. So this is still going to be a pretty big clapback.
7 plus 7, 14.
That is
perhaps.
14. And if it has go again, he has Tunic to swing.
Oh, crap. Well,
Rosetta Thorn.
just 2 off of a Tunic maybe isn't as strong as some other Tunic plays. So maybe you save it for next turn.
Oh, that's true, because he hasn't played a non-tag
Right.
action, yeah.
Or maybe Charles Dunn says, let me use my Stalagmite Bastion of whatever the last word is and hit you with a Frostbite
Of Eisenloft.
of Eisenloft.
Stalagmite Bastion of Eisenloft. It's a beautiful card. The shields were such a fun thing when they introduced those.
Yeah, why aren't there any more pulses? I guess that's a different card type. Why are there not more shields? They'd just be on Guardians and
There's not more
and Warriors.
Because they kind of had to ban 1/3 of them.
Oops,
All
that
right,
was a
so
big
blocking with the
swallow.
Oakenol. That's nice to see.
Nice. 7 more.
7 more would go again.
But here's
here we
Awakening. You
go.
fell into my trap. We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! This whole time.
I did see Alan Lube play Awakening to gain 2 Seismic Surge in the last round. That was how his game was going. Shout out to Alan Lube. Great player. Had a
Connor
rough-
is just looking
rough
at
round.
this, and he's like, I hate this card. There was somebody,
This
shout
card
outs.
is- this card
We're
is
just going to
bad.
shout him out. Brian Pica, where you been, dude? Like, come back and play Awakening against us with Starvo at the next LL tournament. That was somebody who would always crush me with Awakening.
Yeah. Back in those days, it was an easy thing to get crushed by Awakening.
We do see Stalagmite,
I guess
so we're not going to do the
Here we go.
2 damage.
Interesting that he chose to do it now.
Yeah, I don't know. I do not know.
Because I feel like he could have prevented that attack from even happening by giving him a Frostbite.
I think you can do the instant Tunic activation, but maybe he was counting exactly how much damage he wanted to take or something.
That's right. It's on layering the results.
Pulverize. 14.
Easy. Just block 14.
Some of these are going to do a little more damage. If any point of this hits Briar, she's going to lose 4 damage from her next attack. Which when you have a gallon of 0 for 4s, 4 minus 4 is now you have a 0 for 0.
It means you pass.
Which is a little off rate. And I think that's what's crazy about Starvo is, okay, you had a really good turn. I'm
Yeah.
going to Awaken.
Yeah, you did a really good turn. I'm just going to get the best card for free and play it. And then he's just
Right.
going to play it again, just straight up. paying for it.
Oh my God, pulverized number 2 is too much for Anthony. That may be the national championship difference.
I mean, it's basically what Briar does to everybody else. They're just like, they do it over 2 hits instead of
Right. Oh my goodness, we got
Instead of one.
full service water disposal.
But it does have the hit effect. So, pulverize is pretty gross when it's basically free. But this one he paid for, he even used his tunic. He saved up for this one.
Could he say right now, just take it? Then 0 for 0 and then do other stuff afterwards? I'm guessing Zach won because Ryan just walked out. No.
Really? That was
Is Dromai going to win more Living Legend tournaments than actual tournaments? That's so cool. That'd be crazy. What's crazy about Starvo
What's crazy about it?
is it got 3 cards better, with now it has Starstruck. And that was something when I was thinking about it, I thought Starvo was going to have
4 cards better.
all 6 of them are going to make top 8. But 3 of 6 did, so 50% conversion.
Still very good.
Our tournament's small enough where I can do all this math in my head. It's taken a lot. Block 3, take 11. There's going to be 4 more points of value when I can't attack you. Whoa. Do you think there's a third? Oh, that's a good way to come back of -4 is add 3 to my next one.
There you go.
So now it's only -1. Oh, Ryan is in the finals.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe Del Taco got a text because he's talking in chat.
We'll find out soon enough. Make it a
we
run
got Zach doing the thumbs down whenever I asked him. So
Mm.
Ryan Alldredge will be in the finals, baby.
Stubby
Let's
5
FG.
is pretty good.
So -4 + 3 means this Coaxer Commotion can hit you.
It's coming in for 1 Arcane and 3 with a, just a joyous amount of hit effects that everybody gets to benefit from. Anthony, being a generous man, often likes to activate all 3 because it's fun.
He
And also,
always does that.
It's actually...
Does he draw into the Crazy Brew right now? I'm assuming he probably took it out against Starvo.
Did he? I don't know, man. Crazy Brew's winning him games. Crazy Brew Anthony is what we call him. We did once. No one ever called him that.
22 down to 19. So that can't feel good for Anthony of... You're probably going to get Starvo next turn, because usually when a Starvo doesn't block... Oh, that was just Arcane that was happening. So we're blocking.
Yeah, he's got a pulse in hand, so he's definitely Starvoing. Baby, let's go.
Starvoing a Spinal is probably one of Briar's least favorite ones to see.
Yep. So gross.
And we heard a rumor that there's a Spinal Crush in that Arsenal zone.
You heard that? Who heard that? Spinal and Oh, chat knew that. They got eyes. They can see.
The chat hive mind is better than the commentator duo. What is 9 + 2?
It's 11.
That's too many. 14 + 14 + 11 for the last 3 turns.
11.
So 28 + 11 is 39. Is that real? I just was putting this together and I didn't realize. Basically, a whole adult hero in Flesh and Blood, a whole adult hero's Flesh and Blood health in 3 turns presented by Charles Dunn. Or like Anthony's Dunn.
And none of those attacks are actually banned. That's just regular
Right.
regular Guardian attacks happening. The Awakening did allow him to play that first Pulverize for free. It also allowed him to grab the Pulverize, which, the other part of that card is just insane that they printed it that way.
But we do see Coax. There's not the negative effect of no damage. It's just the negative effect of can't go again.
Just the negative effect that it is a lukewarm turn.
Jeez. Which kind of looks like he's giving you a thing of lukewarm milk on the
That's
card
what
art.
the commotion's all about. It's actually just milk.
We're just gonna take it on that side. So what are we gonna make? How many modes of this card do you want to do?
How many modes can he mode if he modes it? Phi has defeated Dromai. That was a very fast game. That must have been about 2 turns before he popped off with Stubbies and Mask of Pouncing Lynx.
True.
So, good run for Dromai, though, in a tournament that no one probably thought she'd do well in.
Yeah. Another top 4 for the Prodigal Son. I don't know if Prodigal Sons are is that a good term so we can still use?
I
What does
think
Prodigal Son mean? I should look that up. I'm going to go touch my
I
phone.
feel it has like some vaguely religious, origins, but I think it's fine.
This is where we learn stuff.
Everybody, please hold while Blink
Yeah.
Googles something.
It's a man or boy who's left his family in order to do something the family disapproved of. I think his family would prefer him to only pharmacy, and this is a thing that they don't approve of dragons probably. So. Prodigal Son, Zach.
I thought you were talking about Ryan. I was like, they don't approve that he's playing 5. But
Oh.
doing it anyways.
There's so many prodigal things about Ryan, I think.
Anthony taken 2. Looking like a rough spot for him, but he does have 3 cards in Arsenal, so
This is a good one to start out
2
with.
cards, I guess.
This will get some moral victory for sure.
You feel good about this? 0 for 4. It has to go again since he has less health, and that's how this card works.
This is maybe where you could put the no thought, let's block with this and give him a frostbite to kind of end it and dumpster him is what I try to say. I just said dump for
just
20 seconds.
And Ravenous Rabble revealing a plunder run.
0 for 4. These are the 3 cards that we needed as the family to root for our prodigal son.
The family. They can't all be prodigal sons.
They don't approve of him driving 3 other people to another. That's so much responsibility.
Of course
can't
they
come
approve.
home. He can't come home early. Yeah.
He's a
The
responsible
more people you
man.
have in your car, the more gas you take. This is a 0 for 4 if you don't block it.
What is this?
Why did he not use Stalagmite? It's because Tunic's been up this whole time, I bet.
Is that Ball Lightning?
Ball Lightning Red. Oh, it's in there.
I haven't seen a Ball Lightning played all
Yeah.
day.
Because there's only 3 of them. Everyone else was like, I don't care. Even Starvo wasn't doing Ball Lightning, but Starvo never really did.
I think it was banned before he came out.
Okay, well, that's why.
Maybe.
Maybe they didn't realize they could.
That was like early, like, oh my god, Briar is really busted. We need to fix some things. Ban.
We do have Charles sweating for the first time this game. He's
just telling
sky.
Anthony exactly what's in his
Yeah.
hand and what could happen.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Tunic me?
Yeah.
Anthony decided to tunic him.
Well, he could tunic and then swing his sword, and that's another 4. That gets him down to 1, and then if he sigils the suffering, and then he loses if he doesn't have any cards in hand.
That'd be crazy.
That's like the exact opposite of Charles Dunn pummeling someone for
Yeah.
and getting sigil of suffered for the lose is roof.
You hate to see it.
Hate to see it, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, everybody. What's in his hand? Does he have it in his hand? Is that why he's thinking so hard about this? I think he has the activation. Looks like
He doesn't
has
want to
Awakening, too.
block.
Yeah, but
Awakening.
nobody wants to block.
Anthony has 6. I thought Anthony was at 1. You got. Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna block it. The frostbite comes in, so that's gonna prevent a Rosetta. That's why we're gonna go grab cards immediately. We do have the sigil.
dang. You imagine if he went to 1, but no, he's not going to 1.
He's about to
He's
die.
Starvo reveal.
Magic number would be a 10 damage attack. This is not a 10 damage attack.
No, it's a blue.
This is
I
a
think.
7 damage attack with Dominate and Go Again. Why? Because I had the 3 seasons. Lightning season, Earth season,
Earth season.
Ice season.
Ice season. You know, the 3 seasons. It's
A Starvo for all season.
an okay place to stay.
Yeah. Would you use... No.
They got beds.
Would you use Sigil of Suffering on this?
The real
try and get
question
the
is
4th
that
point?
does he pummel this?
A lightning surge in Arsenal. Whoa.
Oh, is it? Thank you.
How are these people always know the Arsenal
Azaret
card? They
stuff.
must not be trying to make this interesting or something.
They don't have to talk about everything else going on.
Yeah.
But that's why they're here with us to
Thanks,
help
guys.
help call the game, keep it honest. Charles likes to show his cards upright because he's an upright guy. He's like, I already revealed these to you. A good player would just remember them.
Damn. Take that, Anthony.
No, I'm sure Anthony does. I'm the type of player who when someone reveals it to me, I'm surprised when I see that card next turn. I'm like, yeah. I don't need object permanence from where I'm going.
7 minus 2 is 5. Anthony said, I'm going to go all the way to 1.
Is he? No.
Mr. Strife says, I'm one of Charles's best friends.
Hell yeah.
So I tend to watch. What's crazy about one of my best friends, Evan, is I actively root for him to lose everything. We're just different cuts of cloth, you know? That's why people are complex.
Because they're both from Texas. They
Yeah.
have this weird thing going on. You get it. He gets it. And here we go. Lightning Surge. Go again. This Starvo turn is going 3 attacks wide.
This sucks because we do have to use a piece of equipment here because we can't block 4 because Charles could pay for the Arcane with his Arcane Null Rune boots that have Arcane Barrier 1.
What? Sure.
So Sigil of Suffering, you're hoping to do an Arcane so you can block 4. But that's not available to Anthony until all those cards are gone.
Yeah, exactly. Which they're definitely not. He's got many cards left.
Which is funny because instead of arsenaling that other attack, it's just going to make, because that's available to him, Anthony's going to have to block with both of these cards, or maybe the Sigil of Suffering and the equipment. Or everyone else has figured out what can do in the chat. Bravo versus Phi. I don't know if everybody's been doing that already today or not. But that did kind of feel like what we were going to see today. But we're blocking. We have the embodiment. So Anthem.
We have the technology.
Wait, was that an Anthem? Because Anthem is only 2+1.
In Anthony's hand?
Mm-hmm. Because you don't want, like, oh, cool, you could put the... You want to put the defense reaction to Arsenal because maybe you could stop a really crappy Starvo casino thing, but you're not going to stop a crappy casino Starvo thing and a winner's well afterwards.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Whoa.
There's the Anthem. Throw all your hands up. This is the Anthem.
He's
Go to 1.
He's taking 1.
I think the card in Arsenal will be the one that kills Anthony, unfortunately. Because we're not going to be able to do anything to pressure Charles. Charles will say, great. I'm going to do 4 cards of whatever I want to do to you. I don't have the casino. But here's one for free. 0 for 4, go again. That, I feel like, was a card that was like, oh, it only has go again if you put it in Arsenal. It's like, well, you always play it from Arsenal. Like, that card was just good. That's the Surge.
Is it a blue, though? I think it's a blue.
Okay, that makes sense that we block for 2 then.
Yeah.
This is Autumn's Touch. There's the ability of you can get pummeled and die here, especially if you heard what happened to our friend Angel B.
R.I.P. Angel B.
Yeah, Angel B trifling. Angel B losing in the quarterfinals. Angel B trying better next time.
Oh, nice. The Unity activation, buffing both those cards. Sigil of Suffering coming out.
Nice. No pummel. We're just blocking the Arcane. That's why we're pitching. We don't want to win by 7. We want to win by 8. I think Charles is getting his... I don't know. They do play each other maybe on Thursdays at Kingslayer now.
Yeah, I think they do, yeah.
So maybe this isn't the first taste of this, but Anthony, very hard to kill. Very annoying.
He's resilient when he's back against the wall. You know, he doesn't. I mean, we saw him against John Zapata last round. But here we go.
Do you have a defense reaction in Arsenal? No. We know it's Plunder Run. You're dead. 7 dominate. Nothing there. Good game. Thanks for playing.
Good game.
I think that's a good. Here's what this hero was like back in the day. Sit around the campfire, brand newbies to Flesh and Blood. You got to play a really good game against Starvo. You played your heart out. You try everything you can to, I'm going to get back in here. I'm going to get this defense reaction to Arsenal. And
All
then
I need to do
eventually,
is draw correctly.
yeah, you're just not getting damage on Starvo. And then it's one final casino turn where you're like,
Yep.
okay, how much is it? 9.
Are you
and you're
sure it's 9?
Yeah.
And it's dominate? It has dominate?
And one thing that I think is kind of sad is we didn't get to see Andrew play a top 8 tonight. So maybe the one hero that could really do that kind of stuff back to Starvo was, of course, I have a block for 9. I have a soul shield. I have spectral shields. I'm doing stuff with maybe angels these days now.
We're going to see Stubby Phi against Starvo.
Right.
And I think if anybody has a great chance to out casino Starvo, it's Stubby Phi drawing too many Art of Wars in the beginning of the game and just winning. So that should be coming up soon, and I bet it's going to be a real short match, but it'll be exciting.
I think one thing about that matchup before you go flip your sandwich on the grill is the thought process of Starvo's Lucky is coming off the top of his deck. All Phi needs is 1 Art of War, not 3 cards in the right order, because his Blossoming of Spring is on the left, his Mask is on the left, his Stubbies is on the left, his Stormstrider.
Haters on the right.
It's not Stormstriders. What is it? Stormstriders.
Snapchat.
It's all on the left, so you just need 1 good card to now I can do my 30 damage combo, not I need 3 exact cards to mess with you a little bit.
Let's see it happen. We'll have that coming up very soon. We're going to break, and we'll be right back with our finals for the first Living Legends tournament. Let's go. LL.
Oh, I nailed that. That looks fire, dude.
We are back, baby. What's up? Final
I'm gonna redo
round.
my hair real quick.
Okay, he's going to redo his hair. I'm going to catch you back up. We are at the final first Living Legend tournament. We're going to have Charles Dunn on Starvo, Ryan Alldredge on Phi. This is going to be... Actually, I don't know how... I've only watched one of these games, and it was kind of slower than I thought. But I think...
We're gonna watch this one.
We're going to watch this one. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. Someone is going to
Win it all.
and hopefully it will be with some flash and flair. So here's our prizing breakdown
This is a
today. Winners
$200 game.
playing for an extra $200.
And the first living legend point ever.
These are just bragging rights. But yeah, we'll see. This format is now here to just show us what is the most busted. Oh, excuse me. We're both just falling apart here.
No. 9 rounds. We're gonna be just as good as we are at the start of this day.
Actually, I think I'm warming up into it, you know? Now I'm just really hitting my stride.
Yeah.
in this last
I could
one.
do another Living Legend tournament. This has been an absolute blast.
I can't believe I haven't been able to say, Seeds of Agony and Rift Bind
Right.
multiple times a day. Crazy.
I honestly was just in the bathroom as Anthony Pham went into the bathroom and yelled, "Gosh dang it!" So we know he's not taking this well.
That's it? As you just said,
He
gosh.
said,
dang it.
"Gosh dang it!" Just like Charles Dunn said, "Gosh dang it!" when he didn't draw a casino activation. I guess we should actually say Starvo activation and not put some new players that have never seen this into thinking that casino is cool. Starvo activation. There's an Earth card in his hand. There's a Lightning card in his hand, but no ice.
No ice, no dice. Just another thing to know, if Anthony Pham ever offers you a ride to a tournament, you should take it because
Yeah.
the Honda Pilot buff is real. Shout out to the Honda
Because
Pilot.
you'll get $50,
Yeah.
but not much more, you know?
I mean,
They're all died.
you get a bunch of memories, good times with the friends. El Toucan.
Is Lexi player in top 4?
Not in
No.
top 4. He was in top 8.
We're going to give him 8th place. Yeah.
Could not come to beat the Dromai player that he lost to in Swiss.
Okay. We got to sort of pay attention to 5 turns because they could go
They're
from
gonna
0 to
yeah,
60.
Go fast.
So Brand of Cinder Claw.
This
Blocked right away.
next attack, Draconic. But guess what? It was already Draconic to begin with.
Because this is the mounting anger.
He's so angry. Rawr.
Phi/Ryan is going to try and set up the biggest turn he can.
In as few turns as possible.
It does not make sense to consistently do 15 damage. It makes sense to do 32 damage once. But anytime he sees Charles block, I think he's having a blast. But maybe Charles is saying, I'm very happy with just swinging a winner's well with an ice card because I know it can mess with my opponent's huge turn. And one pitch could be the difference between like 13 damage going across.
Interesting to note that Ryan is running the Flame Scale Furnace, so that will help him block against the hammer at that pivotal moment, as a lot of 5 cars do block for 2, so he can get that nice 4 cover up. I think he's also running a couple sync belows, as far as I remember.
We did see one already.
So
Probably trying to get that in Arsenal to just mess with at least one activation, but probably not wanting to Arsenal until after the 30 damage turn. You probably don't even want to draw. Oh,
here
here's
we
Art of
go.
War.
Art of War. Now we're talking.
I mean, we're always
Oh,
talking,
he's
but
got
now we're talking.
Got another Art of War in hand. Okay, so this is going to be
A
all
juicy
right.
turd.
Is he going to stubbies? Is he going to mask? These are the questions we're thinking about. This is what Ryan's thinking about. He's in the tank. He's like, can I win this right now? He's going to banish, draw 2 from Art of War, and obviously it's going to be +1, as that is the best choice for Phi. Oh, he pulled a Lava Burst.
That'll
close.
work.
He can Snapdragon that, and he's got a Snatch, plus this other Art of War. Curious if he's got resources. He's got to be worried about this Frostbite
Oh,
that he
the second one.
is most likely going to take off of the shield stalagmite. block that will be incoming sooner than later. So
Dude,
+2.
Charles is like, I will take care of your pitch dice. I will put 2 dice on this Art of War. Don't worry, bud. You focus on doing this power turn.
Stubby +3. All right, so all of our attacks now have +3,
As long as they're small.
as long as they're small. So +2 always, +3 if they're small. So this will be 4-6, easy. 6
Charles
with
is-
going.
Don't worry, I've got the stream at home covered. I'm gonna help facilitate y'all's enjoyment as much as possible.
Thank you, Charles. We appreciate you. You're a gift to our
True friend
community
and a
here.
confidant.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. I
For
haven't
who? I don't know. Yeah.
for me because
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about how to like not die. I just get to watch 2 better players than me. Interesting. Charles Dunn. His only choice of feat are the civic steps, but that does give a quicken token, which with Phi maybe not doesn't matter since a lot of his things already have go again, but it could also be bad. So blazing headlong
6
coming in
more.
for 6 more. It has go again.
We know Stalagmite's going to be played this turn from Charles's side, but it is kind of which part of the turn do you want to put the Frostbite in?
Yeah. I feel like or he's just gonna
or
blizzard. you.
Blizzard, or both.
All right, he's got the blue, so that's good.
That's
Or is
I
that
think,
yellow?
yeah, that's gonna be a yellow.
That's a yellow.
Yeah.
It looked blue for 1 second only, but here comes the stalagmite, the boots, and the fur. Excuse me, the Crater's Fist, blocking out 6 cleanly,
Cool.
giving a frostbite and a quicken token.
That's 2 Draconic. So the
Oof.
dang, we're ending the chain.
Oof.
That is not great.
Yeah, definitely got stuffed there, and this could have a negative impact on Ryan.
Well, I don't know how we're gonna do 40 damage to Charles Dunn anymore, but let's
He
see.
still
if we
has
can
his
get there.
mask, and he's got 1 more Art of War. Phi can do a lot, but yeah, that's pretty tough. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
The blizzard plus the frostbite. I think.
I think there's the idea of I need to make my opponent have it, and Charles just had it about as hard as you could have it with
For
the
sure.
Blizzard.
Yeah, there's no real playing around that because you have to go and try to play your best, literally your best turn you could. And if he didn't have that, that was going to continue to be a disgusting turn with the lava burst. I think he arsenaled the lava burst, so that's still going to be a good one later.
Because Lava Burst is way better as 5 damage instead of 1 pitch. That's just math, baby.
Did he draw off that E-Strike because he had the quicken token? I feel like he did draw because he had to pitch. I can't tell how many cards he has. Is it just 2?
He is fanning, I believe, 2 cards.
Okay.
We're taking some damage.
Here we go. Finally on the board.
Flame Call Awakening. This is a good time because we can get the Phoenix Flame out of the deck. We're not going to have to block with it on a pivotal turn.
The Phoenix's Flame.
And sometimes maybe you can think that Phoenix Flame could do 40 damage by itself.
You could think that.
You could think that.
I don't know if you'd be right, but I'm not here to police your thoughts.
True.
Is he playing that? No, it's going to his hand. Okay, just revealing it.
Phoenix Flame, here's a question for you. Does it say if it's the 2nd or greater chain, it gets +1, or is it Draconic? Does it care about Draconic on it?
I think it cares about Draconic.
So you can't Kadachi and then turn on your Phoenix Flame. Okay.
But you can Kadachi, Phoenix Flame, Art of War it. Then you
Ooh.
get a +1. Spreading Flame coming out. This will buff all of his Draconic attacks.
Ryan has already played 2 Art of Wars.
That's-
You looked away, Del Taco.
Yep, he played 2 and did less than 5 damage.
But maybe he knows of a card that gets Art of Wars out of the graveyard and back into his hand. And nothing is banned, so you could have drawn your own cards and brought them for here.
That's what that means.
Now
And
here's the lava burst
here's the lava burst.
for
An easy
6.
6. Blow up your arsenal. What a
Does
card.
rupture.
It's got rupture.
What's your favorite keyword that we'll never see again? Because I would put rupture up there. Because cards that win more when you're winning more, I feel like that's a little bit like that gets out of hand.
I honestly, I'm a big fan of Crank. I think that's just a funny.
Crank.
It's a funny keyword.
That is a keyword.
I mean, I like all the new ones. Scrap, Galvanize, Crank. Those are all fun.
They really put a lot of effort into like galvanize is a keyword that I don't think will be on 7 other card games before we all die when we're 105.
Damn, we're living that long. Good for us.
I mean, people are not dying at the same rate anymore, man. It's kind of the whole problem that the world's facing constantly. That's why they're trying to do, what is it called?
What? I don't
Climate
know.
change, so they could kill those old people earlier.
The Bittering Thord coming in. It's going to be buffed by every attack that's hit this turn. That's a good card.
Salt the wound, yeah.
Salt the Wood, sorry.
Same difference.
I was organizing ninja cards last night.
So practice for today?
No, just trying to get my bulk in order, man.
Mm.
You've been to my room.
I've been to your room.
If you'd like to see my room and me and Blake in it, go check out Blake's Deck Tech on the Attack Action Podcast channel. So that was a pretty good turn for Ryan, I gotta say. He did have to use his mask. He's down just to his Flame Scale Furnace, but I think he's redeemed himself a little bit. But how much more gas does he have in here? And when he sees a Spinal Crush coming at him, that's not
a great card. You can't ignore this. You have to interact. Which, that's what Bravo/Starvo can do, is I have Guardian attacks that say, too bad, so sad. Yeah, I don't think we Phoenix Flame, so there's 2 damage missing there. But maybe he... honestly, if you're paying attention at home, he doesn't want to get stalagmited. So any decision that you think is missed is maybe a thought process that a 5-player actually had. We got to give the 5 players a little bit more credit sometimes.
I give anybody at a finals table more credit
Right.
sometimes.
These are the 2 smartest people in the room today.
Today, yeah.
Dang. He said, make no mistake, Ryan.
No, I'm just saying. The 2 smartest best players changes based on
Yeah.
the tournament.
Charles probably one of them constantly. But who knows?
It looks like he grabbed the flame and it's now in his arsenal.
So that's a good place for it to be. This is a card called Inflame.
Inflame. And what does Inflame do?
Oh, man. I thought you were going to take that and run with it. Inflame says go again. It says 3 damage.
It does
Something to do with Phoenix
something
Flame.
to do with Phoenix Flame.
Dude,
We'll look
if
at
only we had Phi on stream earlier.
Inflame. When you attack with Inflame, if you've played another red card this turn, you may return a Phoenix Flame from your graveyard to your hand.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Is that Phoenix Flame next to his hero power technically in his hand or his graveyard?
No, that's his graveyard. And it was his first attack, so it didn't activate. It was just
Dang
for 1.
it.
And then for 1, and then Blazing Headlong 4/4 with Go again.
Inflame is just 1 damage. Everyone's like, why would you play a 1 damage red?
Because he didn't have anything else to
Does
do.
it really say 1 on it?
Yeah, bro.
No way.
It's just printed on the card.
Oh my goodness. 0 for 1 is real.
Blocks 2 as well.
What about that card is good enough to put in your deck, bro?
It gets. Let's
Oh,
grab
Phoenix
a
Flame
Phoenix
back.
Flame.
Oh, okay.
And then he can double Phoenix Flame.
So all of this is, I think, Charles is probably blocking a whole bunch and then pitching a card that will one day turn into a Starvo activation.
I don't think he's looking to play second cycle on this game.
Phoenix Flame for 1. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go to 14. Who cares?
Anthony Del Taco says, because on a Stubby's Art of War turn with 2 flames in arsenal, it's insane. Engrave.
Here's the
excuse me.
pulse. That's going to do 2 of the ice and the lightning because that's from Lexi's land. The earth is going to come from an Autumn's Touch. How about
Oh, Starstruck.
Starstruck?
+2, go again, and dominate.
10 plus 2 is 12. You can at most block 3.
Yeah.
Take 9 damage, please. And then you can't play a card unless it comes in for 9 or more, 10 or more.
Oh my god.
That card is disgusting in this matchup. I think that's why you can comfortably probably play Starvo in this matchup. Not matchup, what is this thing called? Living Legend Tournament. Because you can do that to an aggro player.
Yeah.
If you were going to hit me 5 times, well, none of those are double digits, so you're going to hit me 0 times.
Yeah. Have fun drawing up to 4. And doesn't have the activation. He does have Oak and Old in hand.
But we kept the pulse, so now we're going to just do this over and over again.
But-
And now I'm the smartest player because I have pulsed out of control. Actually, did he Starvo?
He didn't Starvo. and
Damn, didn't draw an
doesn't-
Earth card.
And he doesn't fuse Oak and Old. So it's 11, which still hurts, but it doesn't have any of the good stuff going on here.
Take it.
Yeah, just take it, Ryan. Come on. Be a
There's
man.
no way you get pummeled.
Be a man, Ryan.
Yeah, man.
Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna-
sick.
Nice. Nice job. Well played.
Yeah, I
Think
love
love from
that,
Arsenal.
dude.
We can.
Oh, and now his scars are turned on. That's what he wanted.
Big brains shit.
BBS.
An honest 11. That's
Yeah,
correct.
not Starvo 11 with 2 lunging presses on top.
Don't worry, he'll
Got the
awaken
belittle.
at
He has
some
the
point.
belittle.
Oh, he already did awaken. Remember when he pulverized 2
That was
turns in a row?
disgusting. We're pitching a red. We're going to belittle.
Revealing a card to activate and drawing what I believe will be a blue minnowism.
There it is. Not stamped by LSS. Kind of weird. With all those LSS stamped cards, you'd think somebody who max
Step
rarities
up.
their deck would do that.
Step up your game, Ryan.
I'm watching this discussion being
Yeah. Del Taco, this could have been you, man. Next time.
All right. Minnowism coming to hand. What's he going to do now? It's up to Charles to block this big old 3 attack coming in. We are getting down to it, though. 14 and 12. Anybody,
many
I feel like anybody could take this game in the next turn or 2.
How many Phoenix Flames can Ryan send across the table? Do you think Starvo is a good blocking deck? Or is that a weakness of Starvo?
It's pretty good, especially with Autumn's Touch back in the deck. I think it's pretty good. You do have Crown. You do have a shield. Charles Dunn is only running the Stalagmite, I believe, whereas some other players were running Ram's Head as well. But between those 2 things, I think you can block pretty well, but, you can only block so many attacks, which is why Stubby Phi is very good, and Phi is just good in general because he can go so wide. But, it's right now it feels like the game we're playing is, can Ryan poke enough damage through before Charles dominates
Civic Steps.
damage on him? Nice block with Civic Steps there, giving him a quicken token when it might not matter whatsoever. Emberblade coming in for 3.
But now we can do this too.
Oh.
I think giving a quicken token at the end of Phi's turn, bad idea. So you do want to fit it in the middle when he was already going to do it, because then you could Emberblade first. And if you could Emberblade first, the whole world opens up.
Oh.
That's why they needed that.
And
This is a
Starvo activated Oakenold.
na na na.
Ryan has drawn his other Art of War.
Na, na, na. This
Hey.
tournament is done. How many times can I get a pun tweet out of that name? Apparently, if you're Charles, you're probably rooting for 100 over the next 3 years.
He will be playing Art of War.
Yeah.
Florida He's going to draw 2, and then I would assume buff his defense on
Yeah.
this one. He can only block 1.
That kind of sucks. I mean, you can't save the Art of War for next time. There is no next time.
Yeah, no.
Because can he swing the? Oh my God! Say it, Blake. Autumn's Touch.
Yeah,
Is Autumn's Touch a 3?
yeah, he can.
You're done.
He can swing it. Oof.
Wow.
And he's done it, Mr. Charles Dunn.
First major win for Charles Dunn of the month.
I mean,
Sheesh.
talking to him, the man's got a packed schedule leading up to Barcelona. He'll be at multiple callings.
Dude, he has a big smile. He cares about this, even though it's some BS tournament for $400
He's
and not
having fun.
10 grand like he won last time.
Wow, thanks for shitting on our tournament.
No.
This
$400 is just as fun as 10 grand. you
He's
know?
just participating in the local community out here in Southern California. Collectors Legion sponsored
so
hosting. So
major question I have
Ooh.
that I'd love for you to answer.
I got
is,
the answer.
does Charles Dunn moving to Los Angeles greater area? Does this mean SoCal is bad because somebody came in and beat us, or does it mean SoCal's even better now because this dude lives here?
Even better now.
Okay.
We already had many, top players here, so now we just got one more. Michael Hamilton, you move out here, we got another one.
You're getting it. You're getting the business every time, dude.
All right, well, we got Charles Dunn coming in. We'll be back in just a minute.
Sounds good. We're here with Charles Dunn. You won again.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How was 8 rounds of Living Legend? You want to do it again every other day or
Yeah.
never again?
I loved it. Honestly,
Okay.
this was a blast. Just playing Starvo, which is a hero I've loved since it was released, but just each individual game just felt like really, really good. Like every turn, I'm like, man, I got to think. There's a lot of decisions. There's a lot of just small micro plays trying to figure it out. I felt like I had a whole lot more fun than playing Classic Constructed or anything like that.
Wow,
So,
shots fired.
I mean, not that Classic Constructed's
No.
bad, but
You can fire shots. What's up?
maybe, but this is I just had an absolute blast. Literally every round was like really close,
Right.
nail biter, and just it felt great.
And when you did lose, it was only to Starvo.
This is correct.
So the other person just got more lucky. I didn't lose because I'm bad. They just had more Starvo activations than me, probably.
Yeah, so I mean, the mirror match obviously can have some variants like, hey, who gets the
Right.
better fuses? But honestly, those matches do feel really decision intensive, right? It's like, hey, how much can I take in order to swing back, and when do
Right.
I crown? Like, taking that risk of, hey, do I hit the right card on my crown? Like I said, those mirror matches are just like really, they're really fun for me. I really
Right.
enjoyed them a whole lot.
So what kind of style do you think Starvo would be if you're trying to teach a new player at home of he's not aggro really? I don't know if you could call him control. Like, is there a hybrid term that you would use?
I don't know. I mean, the concept of aggro and control from other card games, which has obviously been in the card gamer lexicon forever, right? I don't really think those apply great to Flesh and Blood. At least not it's not a direct port. I do play Starvo more aggressive than most. I don't know if I'd call it aggro, but I played one Starvo today who's running like Rampart of the Ram's Head and like some more D reacts and just more 3 blocks and I was running just like all the elemental cards, which have less block, but are better on offense if you get to reveal. So I play a more aggressive slant on it, and I'd say my version is more aggressive than most.
Right. Because aggressive, you did the best player, we had the AGE championship, Anthony Pham took it home. In 3 straight turns, you pulverize, and then 11 damage off of a spinal activation.
Yeah.
So 39 damage is 39 out of 40 of a whole classic constructed hero damage in 3 turns at him. Oh, how are you feeling in that matchup?
Yeah, Briar was a deck I was expecting to see a lot more of. Here, I think Anthony was maybe the only one playing it, but I felt like that was a matchup where he has really powerful turns, and it's really the onus is on me to weather the storm and then flip the script, kind of like I did, where Awakening really helps me get back into it when I've taken some damage.
That BS card.
It is a great card, and that's why it got banned and is only playable in Living Legend format now. But yeah, that was kind of my approach. Was like, hey, I found the Spinal Crush early. I just stuck it in Arsenal. I said I'm gonna wait till I find a fuse, and then. He didn't have a ton of armor, and so I knew this Spinal Crush, if I could reveal to Starvo and has Dominate, this was going to be a big turning point. And then, I had an Awakening, which helped, and then I just naturally drew Pulverize, and it chained together really well because I was down on life, but then was able to turn it around and keep tempo.
Speaking of Briar,
yeah,
she can no longer be an LL. That's partly your fault.
Yes.
What is your new plan, or is there an idea of I'm between 2 or 3 decks trying to go to Barcelona, or what's in your mind on that layer?
Yeah, obviously with Briar, you can't play it in Classic Constructed anymore. Sorry about that. But whoops. No, it's yeah. So going into I'm going to Dallas next weekend for the calling there, and then obviously going into Barcelona in a few weeks after. I don't know what I'm going to play yet. I've obviously played a lot of Guardians in my time, and Briar, I played it like a Guardian, so kind of. So like I'm kind of partial to Bravo. I think Bravo's fine. I think Lexi is the best deck for next weekend. But
we knew that one.
yeah. But then going into Worlds, like I honestly don't know yet. I think I'm gonna like start with Bravo, and then like wait till somebody beats me, right? And then like okay, whatever just beats like good old Bravo, that might be what I end up playing at Worlds. We'll see.
It's interesting talking to you. There's a layer in my thought process of I'm a middle level player.
Okay.
So for the middle level players out there, the way you're talking about the game, like I just don't think about stuff like that. And it's like, what could you give advice wise to somebody who's maybe like, I'm at 16th through 20th place at my Pro Quest.
Yeah.
I'm practicing just as much as everyone else. It doesn't feel like I'm getting to the next level. What's like maybe a step you've done over the last couple years that took you from, oh, I'm having fun to now I'm winning tournaments?
Yeah, I would say the absolute biggest thing to get over that hump, like you mentioned, is find a buddy who's approximately your level of skill, and just have them like watch your games, right?
Okay.
Whether it be at a locals, like or just like playtesting, just like have them outside of the game and just watching your hand, and then just like have them like question you on it. Be like, hey, why did you do this? Like having a second set of eyes that's gonna like challenge you and like really force you to explain your thought process of why. It really helps you to think through your game more because you're like, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my
Right.
buddy who's looking over my shoulder. So I had that my buddy Pat Esch.
Runaways, guys?
Well, yeah,
Or is he? Oh, don't
even-
say
no,
Pat
no, no.
Eschke's not running. I don't know.
No, he is.
Okay,
he is
okay.
on the Runaways.
Cool,
Pat
cool.
Eschke, my buddy that.
Just make sure they're also really good at the game. Yeah, that
Yeah.
helps.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I
No,
think-
I'm actually taking this in. I'm not trying
no,
to poo-poo
I
on
think
this.
because like Pat and I started at about the same time, and
Okay.
like obviously we didn't start at the top, right? And or we're not even there yet, but like we didn't start as top players. And
You won national champ. You're there yet? What do you mean we're not?
I don't know.
What the hell?
Okay. All right, I haven't won worlds yet.
Yeah,
and-
600 people decided to try and be you, and you went into a room in Vegas and beat them all.
That's true.
You can say that,
all right.
right? Yeah, go for it, bud.
But the point being, right,
Right,
is
right,
that
right. Back to the
yeah.
humbleness.
So
yeah.
I mean, he's Pat and I had just like we started playing together, and we just like sharpened each other, right?
Right.
And so like we were both watching each other's games all the time, and just bouncing ideas off each other, and just focusing on improving each other. And I think that helped a lot. And of course, I've done that with my other teammates and other friends who I've worked with. But I just really think that's the way you have to level up, is like that really focused testing, and having that second set of eyes is really important.
Oh yeah, and do something crazy in deck building will help too.
That does help. Yeah, that does help.
That's what happened last time. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Whenever you win Worlds, is it a win for SoCal or still Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so obviously I'm from Pittsburgh. I got my
Yeah.
Penguin shirt on.
Oh yeah, you made real parade to show everybody, man. I don't claim this area yet.
No, I mean obviously I moved to SoCal a few months back.
Okay.
And so I'm slowly becoming a local, but I'm still gonna bleed black and gold, at least for sports
Okay.
teams.
Oh yeah, we're not asking you to cheer for the Dodgers. That's a fool's errand for the last 5 years
Yeah.
for me.
But other than that, I think hopefully if I can win Worlds, it'll be a win for the USA.
Okay.
The whole USA.
Which
Just
SoCal
like
is in, yeah.
SoCal and Pittsburgh both in. I got to
Okay.
follow in Michael Hamilton's footsteps from last year, where the U.S. national champ wins Worlds. Just got to run it back this year.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And don't show up to ProQuest I go to, okay? Because there's no way I
See.
could ever beat you.
I,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for having me. This was
Oh,
a
yeah.
great event. Had an absolute blast.
Well, we'll do it 7 more times next year, and you'll probably win at least 4 of them. So.
We'll see. I'll
Oh, yeah.
definitely look forward to the AG circuit.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break, and then we'll say goodbye to you guys in about 2 minutes.
Hello. And
Oh my
welcome
God!
Back
Don't do that with your hair.
to the AGE Living Legend Tournament.
It's
And
over.
we
Oh my
are
God,
done.
Colin, you won.
AGE LL champion.
Tasty
Town.
Town.
Let's go.
Tasty
Actually, no, it wasn't
Town.
me. It was Charles Dunn,
Tasty.
the national champion. He's very good at this game.
How was your first Living Legend tournament? We didn't ask you yet.
It was lots of fun. I didn't play in it. I just watched people, and they had various reactions of fun and anguish and triggered, PTSD type feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of old memories coming back with some of these heroes.
Memories. Oh, we're going to go ahead and click this button. This is what happened today.
This is what happened. We had a Briar. We had 3 Starvos, 2 Phis, a Lexi, and a Dromai. How did
What?
they're just good decks and they're good players. So gem their way and skilled their way.
Them
to the
their
top.
way.
But of course, Charles Dunn took it down with Starvo. He was the first to give Starvo living legend points,
And now he's the first
and
one
he's
to
the
give
first one to give him
living legend
Legender. Yeah.
points.
living legender points, and by winning the first living legend tournament.
I know you haven't seen the interview because you were over there. He said, I'll play, if I can play Starvo in a tournament, I'll fly to Mars and play it there.
Flights to Mars
So,
coming
as,
soon.
As
everybody
long
knows.
as you have a Starvo available tournament, Charles Dunn will get there.
Yeah, well, it's I guess it's a fun deck to play. I never really played it, but
Allegedly.
allegedly. So, yeah, what a great day it was.
Oh, metagame time. This is what we saw today.
Interesting meta breakdown. No chains.
633-22111.
That is Blake's phone
Mystery
number.
code.
So if you'd like
Yeah.
to call him, you can call him there. Starvo, obviously, big pick. Prism coming in second there. Would have been in our top 8, but the player had to drop. She did do quite well today.
19 people braved this first foray into the dark unknown.
They came out with high hopes and big dreams of degenerate turns.
If
and
you're
some of them had them.
And if you're a fan of conversion rates, Dromai 100%,
Dromai
Briar 100%, Lexi 50,
50%,
Phi 67,
and
Starvo 50. Prism 0.
Well,
0.
Prism
Oh,
would have
Prism,
been 30.
0.3333333.
Phi would have been.
I was hoping that we would see a time where Prism won today. So I
Really?
think that's not disappointing,
I think if
but I was hoping.
Andrew could have stuck around, it could have been a slightly different top 8 where we saw Prism versus Starvo,
Right.
but unfortunately it's not the way
But
it went.
close is only horseshoes, hand grenade.
That sounds like something they say in Texas.
Yeah. Speaking of Texas, Evan did lose in the quarterfinals. He did not get anywhere close to winning the whole thing. So this is a successful tournament.
Arguably closer than
Yeah.
everybody beneath him, though.
I wouldn't argue that. You know?
11 other
You can
people.
say this, but I'm not going to believe it. We're all going to go. If you want to dox us, we'll be at the Red Robin
Don't.
afterwards.
Yeah, they'll be at the Red
So
Robin.
see us at Red Robin. I had a blast today.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know what's going on next for AGE, but it's probably going to come around in January, so be paying attention to our Twitter.
Season 2 of AGE Open.
We're going to do some sponsors real quick. Oh,
Follow
let's
us.
do Twitter first. Twitter at twitter.age.events is the website you can do, or Twitter normally and then Arcane Events _.
That's right. Or at Arcane Games and Events on YouTube. But you can get that link easily by going to live.age.events. You could also check out age.events website for information and upcoming events and post.
I heard a rumor about our
leaderboards
YouTube.
and Post deck list. What rumor?
It's over 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Now we come to 4 digits of y'all.
Nice. Now we get community things. We can monetize shit. Let's make that money.
Let's
been
make
trying to
$20
hit-
a month.
I've
Yeah.
been trying to hit 1,000 subscribers for 2 years.
Well,
Anyway.
go find Tasty Town YouTube.
At Tech Action Podcast.
Yeah.
If you like anything I've done on this stream today, come check us out over there. Of course, thank you to Collector Legion, our sponsor and host. They take great care of us. They provide a very welcoming, clean space down here in Lawndale, California.
It is so clean.
And they just every time I'm here, I'm like, I want to spend more money than I know I should, and I'm sorry
Right.
that I don't, but I'm not.
They have every single character of art sleeves that's available for Flesh and Blood.
They got like 8 different sets of boxes out there that you can buy. Like,
What the heck? There's only 11 sets.
Yeah, most of them. It's a good job.
That's
It's
8
great.
out of 11 percentage.
Check it out.
If you want to buy one of these shirts, go to AGE. I don't know if we have shirts for sale, but maybe one day. Only in person for
Yeah,
now,
if
but
you
maybe
wanted a
one day the
shirt-
website will be on there. Evan didn't get close to winning. Let's go ahead and make sure nobody is rooting for that. If you want to see the Viscerai mirror or anything else that we've done today, you could go to the other stream and rewind a bit. That's why we're on YouTube. Rewind's available. Deck lists are going to be available probably sometime in the next 48 hours on Twitter.
Tweeter.
And
That's
always check out the website for anything you want to do. And we'll be back around in January where we'll have all different kinds of meta. There's going to be about
world.
700 living legend points are going to be given out by then. We're going to have whole different opinions about the game. I'm sure Brute will be in a way better spot almost. Then we'll announce the season in December. The spoiler cards for heavy hitters will maybe be even teased a little bit by then.
Ooh,
And we'll be in a new world.
a whole new world.
Say hi to your family for Christmas. Thanks to Craig Pollack for
Pollack, yeah.
being part of us today.
And
Ryan
thanks
got
to-
second place. I never thought that would happen. Good job, Ryan Alldredge.
Thanks everyone for coming out to play. Everyone watching on the stream, hanging out. Always a pleasure. We'll see you on the next one. Good night.
Red Robin.